Thank you. Bet?
Thank you so much. So I have several manifestos, but I will talk about 3.
Okay.
So the first manifesto that I have is on mental awareness, mental health awareness. Currently, we have had students undergoing the mental health issues, and how are we going to help them? How are we going to support them? We have students who don't know that we have the peer counselors around the school. They don't know that we have offices of our peer counselors. They don't know where are these of.
Why do you think the students are not aware that we have peer counseling facilities in the institution?
I think that personally, I know that majority maybe there's no sufficient mental health awareness.
Whose fault is that? You're a peer counselor yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whose fault is that we are not aware that there are peer counseling or peer counselors in the institution?
Okay, it is a fault of. I can speak about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have been a counselor, but not here in MKU, but in high school. So here in MKU, I'm also a peer counselor, but not certified in MKU. So personally, as Masibet, I do counsel. I do speak to comrades. What I like most is negotiating with comrades, getting to get what are these people going through. How best can we help them? So now, whenever I get to the office, this is now my work as the vice president. I'm going to work to ensure that at least we have campaigning team that will campaign to ensure that our comrades are aware and they know that we have offices. Despite having offices, we'll work hand in hand with the peer counselors to ensure that at least per department, we have representatives who are going to make sure that the classes, the students in that department can be helped. Whenever they are facing issues with mental health, they can get people whom they can approach easily. Yeah.
Okay, proceed, move on.
My another manifesto is majorly on my another manifesto that I will talk about is just the same as the one that my sister spoke about. It's on accountability. Accountability goes hand in hand with transparency.
A correction.
Yes.
You have one manifesto, but you have items under your manifesto. Okay, to all of us, grammar. So we do not say manifestos. It is a manifesto, but items under your manifesto. Okay, yeah. So you can go on.
It's okay. Let me talk about this another manifesto.
Mm-hmm.
It's about hustle support initiative. Now we have students also who are entrepreneurs, who are creatives. How are we going to help these students? Yes, they are entrepreneurs, but how are we going to help them? I, as Masibet, I'm coming up with this initiative whereby we will be helping these students to get at least to network outside there. We shall be having mentorship programs to mentor them. So, and also to help them know how to fund their businesses. Like, for example, we have students who are doing the online businesses as well as physical businesses, like those who are selling the bags for the ladies, like those who are selling the shoes for the ladies. How are we going to help these students? We need to help them. We need to create a platform for them to showcase their entrepreneurial skills.
Okay, so we are talking about empowering them, mentorship programs. But one key aspect of businesses, whether online, whether physical, is funds. How do you intend to come about the capital for these students to have these funds? Because there are some who might be very brilliant and have very brilliant ideas, but they do not have funding. So how do you intend to go about that?
Thank you so much. So how I intend to go about that is I'll work hand in hand with those who are coming to mentor them. Some of them could even support them in these programs here.
Okay. The third item on your manifesto?
The third item that I'm going to talk about is I'm going to work hand in hand with the school as well as the school representatives, everyone, to ensure that our students, at least at least, if not 100%, 90% are doing their exams. I cannot complain about the outgoing council. They have done a good job. And personally, as Masibet, we want to pick from where these people are living. These people.
Wait, come up again. You will ensure that 90% through the school reps and class reps, the 90% of students are doing their exams.
Okay, let me bring the point home. So personally, as Masibet, I'm going to ensure that at least we have, if not 100% of our students, at least 90% are doing their exams. Despite that we had gate restrictions back then, currently we do not have them due to the fact that the outgoing council have dealt with it. They have worked on that. Now, what is the next step that we are going to pick from there? Yes, we have students who are getting into the school, but there's this problem that they are, yes, coming into the school, but they are not doing the exams at the end of the semester. And what is the reason behind it? Why are they not doing the exams? The reason behind is because they do not have school fees. Yes, we have the MKU foundations. Yes, we have the Vice Chancellor's Foundation. It does help, but we also have to take another step to ensure that at least, if not 100%, 90% of these students are being helped. And what is this step that we are going to take? The step that I'm going to take, personally as Masibet, as the incoming vice president, whenever I'm elected, I'm going to ensure that we work hand in hand with the team, the whole team as a council, to ensure that at least we get funds, we get bursaries, we get donors, we get sponsors, as well as organizations that we can work together to ensure that we are supporting our students. Yeah.
We have so many students with those issues. Okay? And, okay, what if this doesn't work, the initiative you have, and sponsors do not want to come on board to sponsor students, and sponsors do not want to come on board to fund these students? Bursaries also. I mean, I have an example of Homa Bay County, where the bursary is just 5,000 shillings, which is not even a quarter of the school fees that is required by Mount Kenya University. So if these what do we call them? These measures that you have put in place do not actually work out, how do you intend to ensure that you finance these students? Because we have so many needy students in the institution. They are in their thousands. And I'm pretty sure organizations cannot come on board to fund over 1,000 students. So, I mean, let us talk of a measurable and a reasonable measure you can put in place to ensure that these students do the exams like you had said.
Thank you so much. So, in case it doesn't work, and when I was talking of at least helping 90% of our students, it means that even if they get 50% of the school fees, we have students who are working overnight, so that by morning they are in class. How are we going to help these students? I've personally interacted with majority of them, and they are telling me these issues. How are we going to help them? If it doesn't work, that if the initiative that I have doesn't work, I'll also look for another way. Option B, you must have option B in every way. So the option B is this one. There are some these papers that are being passed around the school. We can also form a group. I've seen this one always going on, and it works out, that the students come together to help these individuals. So personally, I will work to ensure that at least we are helping these individuals. Yeah.
Okay, Achieng, your manifesto.
Okay, thank you so much. Number one,